What can I say? My chili always wins the cook-off.
How's it going out there, social media lands and all subsequent people? Welcome to an all-new movie review. So in this movie review, we're going to be doing a 2014 sci-fi horror B classic film that we're going to get right into shortly. That's of really funniness and is just one of those great direct-to sci-fi type of films. So we're going to get right into that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that bell notification button and the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the content I put out on my channel. And as always, people, let's get right into this review. So welcome to an all-new movie review, folks, out there in YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands. Welcome! So like I was saying before, we're going to be doing a movie review on a sci-fi classic that came out in 2014. Have you guessed what it is yet? Have you? No, it's not the cubes. No. It is, ready for it? Sharktopus versus Pteracuda. Yeah. So Sharktopus versus Pteracuda is a direct-to-video sci-fi channel video that came out back in 2014 and is a sequel to the 2010 film Sharktopus. Now, this film is really fun, I thought. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was just as good as the first one, and I thought that even the graphics in this one stayed in par with the original one, or still pretty decent and really good. Now, this film was none other directed by a gentleman named Kevin ONeill. Oh yeah, Kevin ONeill. So Kevin ONeill, he's done a spew of different horror films over the years. He's done some action movies, direct-to-video and stuff like that with, big names like I believe some he did with Chuck Norris and Charles Bronson and stuff like that. And he's also done, a lot of producing and writing for films too over the years. But he really has only directed maybe a dozen films. Now, a couple of those films that he's directed, which I haven't seen any of his films, unfortunately, but from what I've seen and what I've read about them, they sound pretty fun and along the same lines as Sharktopus versus Pteracuda. So the first one I like to talk about is a film that came out in 2004 called Dino Croc. Oh yeah, Dino Croc. So if you get the name, you probably get what the premise of the film is. Basically, we got to stop a creation of a dinosaur mixed with a crocodile, basically, and that's what the film is about. And basically, the world trying to be taken over by this creature, and we have to save it, basically. It's one of those types of films, and from what I read about it, sounds like it's pretty funny, and it sounds like it's a decent, B classic type of horror film that'll probably be fun to watch. So eventually I will get around to checking that one out, because that one sounds pretty cool. Now, the second film that I like to talk about that he also directed, and once again I haven't seen, is a film that came out in 2014. And that is a film called Dino Shark. Oh yeah, Dino Shark. So a mad scientist has spliced together, basically, a dinosaur and a shark together. And of course they use Tyrannosaurus Rex, of course, as the dinosaur, and then of course a great white, mix it together, and once again we find ourselves with another crazy Frankenstein-like creature that we have to basically get rid of and destroy and save the world. And from the synopsis and from what I've seen in the trailer, this one actually looks pretty decent too as well, along the lines of Sharktopus. And it looks like the graphics are pretty decent for, a low-budget B-classic type of film, and it just looks fun. So if you're a big fan of these type of horror films, I definitely would check it out. I definitely know I'm going to be checking out this one soon. But when it came to his direction with the Sharktopus versus Pteracuda, I thought he did a decent job. He had a really decent cast, and the story I thought was very easy, very flowing, and a great new contrast to what the first Sharktopus film was. And I thought that they did a good job of continuing the story and bringing it, back for another go. I thought he did a really good job of directing. If you're a fan of horror classics, definitely check out Kevin ONeill's stuff. He's pretty decent at doing stuff. So like I was saying before, this film actually has a pretty awesome cast. Now, a couple, of the actors and actresses in this were, have pretty much done mostly, like horror films and stuff like that, and have been a part of Kevin ONeill's stuff, Ron Bonks and several other directors that have done a lot of B-horror classics. But we do get an all-star in this film that I think was a really interesting choice for the film role, and he was really fantastic in the film. And that, of course, is the character actor named, you know who, Mr. Revenge of the Nerd himself, the amazing Robert Carradine! Oh yeah! Woo! Robert Carradine! Oh god, I love this guy. I think he's great. Anything he's in, I always enjoy. But, you know, a couple great movies I really enjoyed that he's been in, of course, is his classic film that he was in pretty much all 4 of the films throughout the series of this awesome, that got started back in 1984. And that, of course, is the film Revenge of the Nerds. Oh, yeah, Revenge of the Nerds. Oh, Revenge of the Nerds. Oh, yeah, such a great film, and he is so freaking hilarious in him, and so awesome. And I just absolutely love him as that character, because he really brings a great, like, geek-out character. And I feel that maybe Robert, in real life, maybe might be a little geeky himself. And you can see that in his performance, that he's just so fluid at it. And I just thought he did a really good job, and I really enjoyed him in the film. And I just thought the movie itself was a really well-rounded comedy film, too, as well. Now, the second film that Robert Carradine was in that I really enjoyed him in is a great film that came out in 2002. Now, this 2002 film is a Disney classic. I feel that it's a really fantastic film that didn't get enough credit for how fun it was. And that, of course, is a film called Max Keebles Big Move. Oh, yeah. Max Keebles Big Move. Oh, yeah. I absolutely love this film. It's got a great cast in it. Joshua Peck is in it. Xenia Gray is in it. You know, Robert Carradine and a whole bunch of other people are involved in this film. But Robert Carradine plays Max Keebles' dad in the film, and he's really funny and hilarious, and I just love how great of a caring dad character he plays in it. And I just really enjoyed him in it. Thought he had a lot of great one-liners. He did a lot of great scenes that interacted with other, you know, different characters, and just was a really well-rounded performance. If you haven't seen Max Keebles' Big Move, definitely check it out. It's worth the watch, people. But when it comes, like I said, to Robert Carradine's performance in Sharktopus vs. Pteracuda, he was awesome. I loved him as this, like, kind of bad guy, anti-hero type of guy. That, you know, he's kind of he's the reason why the Pteracuda exists and the Sharktopus exist. And, you know, he's trying to use them for warfare and all this stuff and make profit and all that kind of stuff. And he just really played the character to the T. And I just really enjoyed his performance. I thought he was a really decent, one of his, you know, decent efforts in his career, most definitely. So definitely check it out if you're a Robert Carradine fan. He did a fantastic job. Now that brings me to the next actor I like to talk about. And this is actually his film debut, actually. This was the first movie he ever actually acted in, because we all know him as a great talk show host that has been, you know, a huge talk show host for the last 20 plus years. And he currently has a TV show, or his own talk show on TBS right now, and you know him as Mr. Conan OBrien! Oh yeah! Oh, Conan OBrien, he's so awesome. But yeah, this is actually his first debut telefilm that he actually has done. And I was really shocked by that. And actually, Roger Corman, who is, you know, famous for all these types of horror B movies, actually, he was the one that filmed the scene with Conan OBrien in it, which I thought was really cool, too. But yeah, that's definitely a really fun role I thought he was in. I thought it was hilarious and fun and just, you know, classic O'Brien. And I just thought it was a really great first kind of cameo introduction into the film world. He really was awesome in it. I really enjoyed him, and I thought he was a great addition to the film. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about in this film. And that, of course, is the other kind of main guy in the film that's kind of like the hero of the film. And that, of course, is the actor named Rib Hillis. Oh, yeah, Rib Hillis. Now, Rib Hillis, he's a model, he's an actor, but he's mostly done all these, like, direct-to-DVD type of horror films, really nothing else. But a couple of them that he was in that I haven't seen, once again, but still sound like pretty decent, like, horror B classic type of films. So the first one I like to talk about is a film called Dinosaurs Vs Cowboys. Oh yeah, Dinosaurs Vs Cowboys. This just sounded like an interesting title to begin with, and after reading the synopsis for the film, I was kind of like, that's an interesting concept. Why didn't I think of that? And so the whole idea behind it, you know, basically these cowboys having to fight against, you know, dinosaurs that have come up from the earth, basically. It just was a funny, interesting concept that that might sound and be entertaining. So definitely we'll be checking this out eventually. But yeah, Rib Hillis was in it, and he plays one of the main cowboy leads in the film. Now, the second film Rib was in that I haven't had a chance to check out, but sounds like an interesting one too, is a film called Piranha Conda. Oh yeah, Piranha Conda. So another genetic mutation film where, two creatures are put together, a piranha and an anaconda. And basically, of course, it's let loose to wreak havoc and be the, creature it is. But, of course, the main people have to try to stop it and keep it from killing more people after so many people have died. And just the whole concept, even the DVD cover of it looks hilarious. And the whole idea of thinking of a snake and a fish being mutated together just is an interesting concept to begin with. So definitely looking forward to checking that one out eventually too. And once again, Rib Hillis is the lead in that, is the main hero in the film as well. When it comes to his performance in Sharktopus versus Pteracuda, I enjoyed him. I thought he did a pretty decent job. He seems like he has some decent acting chops, and didn't seem very, not aware of how to act, and how he actually has some, acting bravado behind him. Like, he took some lessons, or he just is a natural at acting. And I thought that he was a fun and interesting character to add to the film, and I thought that he made the film very enjoyable. So if you're a huge Rib Hillis fan, if you're a fan of his modeling or anything, definitely check out his films. They're not too bad. So if you're not familiar with what Sharktopus versus Pteracuda is about, basically it's a sequel to the first Sharktopus film where the first previous Sharktopus actually laid an egg, and so another Sharktopus was basically born. So basically what ends up happening is the Sharktopus is taken to this marine place where this gal is basically training it and teaching it and letting it grow, and then all of a sudden we find out that there's another hybrid character, a Pteracuda, which is a mixture of a pterodactyl and a barracuda that is being let loose to be used as a weapon against humanity, and basically Sharktopus has to go and fight the Pteracuda, and basically it's about that. It's a decent horror B-classic type of film. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fantastic. I definitely thought it was just as good as the first one, and I would definitely hands down buy this film and add it to my collection because I just thought it was a really fun film. Definitely will be doing that eventually when I find it, and hopefully check it out again. But if you're interested in checking it out, definitely check it out for free on the great, amazing app Tubi. It's amazing, people. Check it out. So that's it for this movie review, folks out there on YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands. Thank you very much for being a subscriber or watching this video. I appreciate it. And as always, people, if this is your first time here or you have been here before and you haven't checked out these awesome links down below, check those out, because especially if you're a huge fan of my channel and you want to support it or help out a guy and give him support and just, be a cool member or whatever you like to call it, check out those links down below, because there's down below is my awesome Patreon, where you can get things from bloopers to what next movie I'm going to be reviewing to, you giving your decision on what you'd like to see me next do a review on, or subject or anything like that. So definitely a cool thing to check out if you haven't. And also down below is the awesome link for the awesome horror pack, especially with October coming up soon. What better month than to check it out and check out the awesome horror pack, where you can get 4 DVDs or 4 Blu-rays of awesome horror films in an awesome mystery box. So definitely check that out too, and that link down below will get you a discount on your first month if you're a new time subscriber. Yeah. And as always, people, catch the next one.